our definition of the empire is the literal definition that it's an extensive group of states under a single supreme authority, and we're arguing that the empire had an iron grip on its people and ruled with brute force and power. And the counter argument is that the empire looked out for its people and truly cared about their well-being.
This is Schönbrunn. It's a very large garden with manicured trees that are forced to conform to straight lines, in contrast to the crowded houses in the city behind. This is an elaborate palace with lots of space. This is Charles Bridge, and you can see the large castle in the background, which you can see everywhere in the city, but it's very hard to actually get to, which kind of reminds me of the Empire. This is the Tower of London, which was a prison for people who defied the Empire. And it's not just for keeping the foreign enemies out, but for keeping people in as well. There are also crowns at the very top. And this is the gold dinnerware that's in the Habsburg Palace, which represents the extravagance of the empire in contrast to the poverty of the commoners. This is St. Stephen's in Vienna. It's a good example of empire because the church also had a lot of political power at the time, and both the church and the empire built huge structures that were really intimidating.
This shows the iron grip the empire had, because no matter where you want to beg, you're always surrounded by it. And they made sure that you had to prostrate yourself, you couldn't look up at people, you had to have your hands out, and that maintains till today. This is a statue called the debtor, and the empire is represented by the guy about to beat the debtor. And if you notice, he's a lot bigger and a lot more muscular than the debtor is. This is Conopiste, and this is represents brute force, because every aspect of the knights, the royalty, and even the horses were armored. There was no way you were going to get through that. And the weapons were a bit overdone, just absolutely giant. The blades on were huge.
This is the gardens at Schönbrunn. People may have thought that the empire was a positive thing. They saw how beautiful the gardens were, and they were provided for them to come and enjoy, and kept up, finely manicured. This is another example of that same thing, Kew Garden. It's a beautiful thing that is still provided by the crown for the people to come and enjoy, and obviously it would be a positive thing. This is the Queen with her crown jewels. She looks like everyone's grandmother. Like, she must be very trustworthy, so it makes sense to me that this would be the figurehead of the empire. This is Big Ben in Parliament. Big Ben represents the standardization of time rather than allowing any variation in time from place to place. That's kind of like another form of controlling. And this is Charles Bridge in Prague again. It was the coronation route, and it also has a lot of elaborate statues on it. It's obviously used for more than just transportation, but the people enjoyed it.
This is the torture chamber at the Tower of London. It wasn't just for foreign enemies, it was also for domestic. If you voiced any opposition to the empire or had any ideas of rebellion, you would probably find yourself here. And it wasn't necessarily to get information out of you, it was to punish you. And again, we see that in Prague. There's another torture chamber. And to me, this illustrates that the empire doesn't really care about the well-being of the people, it cares about maintaining itself and stifling any opposition. Now this is represents old empire and modern empire. You've got Big Ben in the background, but you've also got these cameras. The empire is always watching you, in this case it's the crown. They're always watching you, they always know what you're doing. Every angle, anywhere you go, you're going to find cameras. And this is the Beers. They've been around forever. They're responsible for providing the crown with the jewels, and they control the diamond market in the same way that the empire controls its people. Now this is beautiful in that the face of the empire is beautiful, but if you look a little deeper, what you find is that it's all about control. It's all about stopping people from expressing any ideas different than the empire's, and that goes into Sissy. She was part of the empire, but she was also restrained by it. She wasn't happy as royalty, and she voiced that, but she couldn't escape it. She was made to always look beautiful, and that sort of trapped her. And finally, we've got a statue of Frederick, and that always reminds us of the empire, and even though it's deteriorated much as the statue, there's always evidence of it everywhere we look.